Hello and welcome to the Super Metroid multi-category tournament match between WhiteMageBecky and Sloaters. This is going to be a 100% item race, and we are incredibly excited for this. Both of these players are incredibly mechanically strong, and we are looking forward to an amazing match. Sloaters is a person with the stronger mechanics here, but Becky has amazing mechanics. And if Sloaters makes too many mistakes, Becky can definitely take this race. So Sloaters has to keep on his heels and play a super solid game. And it looks like we are off. This is going to be super exciting. From the previous chat, Becky, so we're switching to Ori once we get to Shaktul? So both of them are going to be making their way through series as normal. They are going to try to take 5 hits from Ridley's tail as fast as possible, and that will trigger Ridley's cutscene to create series escape. We are so excited for this match. So excited. It looks like we are perfectly synced now. So the stairs room. Let's see if either of them gets this tile boost. Nope, no tile boost for either of them. Still amazing series times. 45-37 and 45-52. Both of these players are so good. Yeah, no vetoes. Sloaters and Becky's agreed to do Hundo item ahead of time. So is there going into planet? So many good lucks to Sloaters and Becky. This is going to be such an amazing race. You can already see just through series that they're so synced. They are so absurdly close. So absurdly close. And coming up, does Sloaters use Moonfall yet? Becky might take a lead here if Sloaters still doesn't use Moonfall. We think Becky's going to take a small lead here. Wait, does Becky actually not use Moonfall? We can't remember the last time that we saw a run where both of them don't use Moonfall. Will not get better than the previous race. We missed it. What happened in the previous race? Diddy versus Gala, it looks like. Sloaters about a second ahead after after picking up Morphball. Diddy versus Gala GT Classic. Wow, that sounds like an amazing race. That sounds like an excellent argument to veto GT Classic. So it looks like they're just about synced up at first missiles. After Diddy bonked the escape spark? Wow. So coming up is the reverse pit room. This is a very, very difficult room. It looks easy, but it's incredibly difficult. And if you want an appreciation for just how hard this game is, this is a room to try and copy. Both of them opting for a right side climb. Excellent mechanics from both of them. And we're gonna head off to BT. Let's see if both of them get their 1 round BT. Becky with 552 bombs, still a very good time. So looks like Sloaters is setting up for the magic pixel, which will make BT jump back immediately. Becky gonna opt for the more traditional run towards GT. And Sloaters opts for the... Sloaters definitely getting the better BT fight there. BT is a really difficult boss. So both of them are exiting with full resources, which is very good. Neither of them are going to have to worry about anything. And coming up, we're going to see our first bit of route divergence from any percent. Right after picking up the first supers. Or even just before picking up the first supers is going to be the first divergence. You're going to see them not kill the waiver instead of deboost off of it. Go, Becky. Go. We are really hoping for a really amazing race here. So, Sloaters coming up on the Mushroom Kingdom. Sloaters coming up in the early Supers Muck Ball. That's a trick that every runner has done 1,000 times before. But it can always be missed. Nothing is free in this game. Nothing is free. So one of the really cool techs coming up is going to be exiting after picking up the reserve. They're going to try and do a mock ball back, which is a beautifully tricky trick. And then an improvement on the mock ball is to end the mock ball a little bit earlier than it's been done historically. Wow, Sloaters does a mock ball under the reserve. That is amazing. We aren't sure we've actually seen that one before. That's so clever. Becky opting to pick up the reserve first. Picking up the reserve first is much more mechanically easier. Because in order to late pick up perfectly, you have to turn around well and morph and then morph. Sloaters gets some mock ball. Becky unfortunately misses it. That's too bad. So that also means that Becky's gonna have to worry a lot more about health than Sloaters. So right there where Becky is, you can just actually hold jump through the item fanfare, and that will just jump you directly up. It's actually one of the more magical things that we've learned about this game. Sloaters not getting anything from the Rio. Many Super Metroid players are not mere mortals. Becky missing the Rio drop too. So, Becky coming up on her charge beam. We did Sloaters pick up charge missiles early? Doesn't look like it. So Sloater's coming up on the bat room. Let's see if Sloater goes for the bat boost or for the particle boost. The bat boost is a little bit faster, but the particle boost can sometimes get you. Some drops. The next bit of route divergence, Sloater is going to pick up the Spazer Beam, which is actually a huge improvement for this segment. It makes everything so much easier. And it's very good for saving missiles, which is not particularly useful because you have so many missiles. Quick entry next for Sloaters. Becky making her way out of Spazer. The soft morph there is so much easier with Spazer. You can just shoot the thing freely. Wow! Wow! Becky! Becky! So Becky is not doing the Kraid quick entrance because Becky does a 4 super Kraid quick kill. But Becky does a beautiful angled down shot directly into a mock ball into there. That was so beautiful to watch. Becky's so good. That was a really interesting setup by Sloaters. Shot both of those shots directly straight. So coming up, we're going to see the legendary Becky twist. To help various players use various things to time when to shoot, Becky does several turnarounds to manage her time that way. So we're going to see a legendary Becky twist. And there we are. That was a Becky twist. Sloater's leaving with excellent ammo. So let's see if Sloaters gets his mock ball. Much easier to set up a hundo item. That looks flawless. That looks absolutely flawless. What? What? Is Sloaters gonna kill those all with a bomb? No way! That was amazing! We have not seen that one before. That really is some advanced tech. We'd expect Becky to opt for the much more classic kill him with a missile. Yep. We wonder how many frames that saves. Sloater's opting for Sloater's heading on his way to high jump. Becky only a couple of rooms before. We have a vote for it saving 14 frames. Do we have a vote for 15 frames? More about getting health into the reserve? Oh! Oh! So, Link brought up a really interesting point, that this is about getting health into reserve, not about actually saving frames. Which means that Sloaters might be running late Croc. Sloaters might be running early ice. In early ice, getting health into reserves is much more important. So that's a very strong signal that we're going to see Sloaters running. We're going to see Sloaters running early ice. Because with early ice, you're going to kill Croc later, so you're not going to pick up Croc E-Tank until much later. And with the later Croc, you're just going to be 1 E-Tank short for the wreck ship. That's definitely a riskier route, because it makes health management in the wreck ship much trickier. And beyond health management, it also it also forces you to do the ice clip, which can be a bit finicky. And you basically have to get it first try in order to save time. So yeah, this is going to be super, super exciting if we see some route divergence. We fully expect Becky to do early Croc. Best category because Crocomire. Everybody's favorite 8-eye melty monster. One of the wonderful mysteries about Croc was you only see one half of Croc's head. Does Croc actually have 8 eyes? Can you actually know that? And we found the answer in the most surprising place. In the instruction manual, it actually shows the other side of Croc's face. So we have confirmed that Croc does indeed have 8 eyes, solving one of Super Metroid's mysteries. Becky getting speed booster. Sloater's coming up in the double chambers. Looks like Sloater's going for the ball bounce. Or ball boost. So ball boost is very tricky. You have to hold jump running into the room. And you have to be holding forward until after you take the hit. What happened there was Sloater's let go forward before taking the hit. So Sloater's was knocked back high rather than knocked back low, which you get if you're holding left or right. So Sloater's fell back onto the platform rather than going all the way down. You see the eye sockets in the skeleton? How come nobody pointed that out before? So Sloater's in the next room is going to make a decision of whether to go to Croc or not. Becky coming up on her wave beam. Let's see how Becky exits wave. Becky running off and then doing a little down grab. That is by far the safest way to exit. So Sloater's is doing early Croc. A much, much, much safer route. So in a very little bit, we're gonna get to confirm or not whether you can see the other Croc's other 4 eyes in the skeleton. Let's see if Sloater shoots all of his supers here. Sloater's gonna save 1 super. So this is actually interesting. Becky, we always want to know how much time each super saves on Croc. Sloater's shot that charge shot down there to open the door on the far left. That's going to set up a Shine Spark for Sloater's. So expect Sloater's to Shine Spark directly over to the power bombs. And to go for a Spike Suit here too. So after Croc, we saw Sloater's actually run back for a while, and that looked like a lag reduction strat from Sloater's. We hadn't actually seen that before. Nope, doesn't look like you actually get to see the other eye sockets. And that was Sloater's spark directly over there, over to the Peebs. So coming up is a tricky trick called Indiana Jones. After you get grapple, you can play like Indiana Jones and grapple across. And it's going to be really interesting to see what... Oh! You're right. You're right. So is Sloater's going to get the missiles up there before or after? We're going to see an Indiana Jones attempt. We are going to see an Indiana Jones attempt. Sloater's is going to attempt to grapple his way all the way across to those missiles. It is faster, but it is definitely trickier. It is faster, but it's definitely trickier. Wow! Such a good Indiana Jones. Becky with a wonderful fall. So let's see how Sloaters manages health and resources in the sign room. Becky's going for Indiana Jones too. That was amazing. That was a down grab over there. That was a down gap skip across. That's how you manage health there. That is how you manage your health there. You do a shot down and then you grapple to grab it. That is amazing. Hundo item is not a category that we're incredibly well versed at. Just watching all these texts is amazing because we haven't seen a lot of them. Becky goes for a different farming strat. We have an oops from Sloaters. That looks like the oops. That blue door had it coming too. Becky only a few ropes behind. Becky at full supers going into this. Okay, so coming up for Sloaters is a trick called the Alpha Spark that you would never see in any percent. Unless you get a fourth tank. Sloaters is good. It's like pre-ocean fly. Sloaters flawlessly does it. So coming up, we're gonna see the top of the red tower. The runners have two options here: the down grab or the hero shot. With the hero shot, Sloaters already setting up for the down grab, and flawlessly gets it. We believe Becky goes for the hero shot. So with wave only, you have two options for the hero shot. You can either get high enough that you can move the fourth Ripper out of the way, or you can stay low enough so the fourth Ripper doesn't spawn, and the shot sneaks past the Ripper while it's still off screen. Because shots exist for 2 frames after they go off screen. And with Spazer as well as Wave, you have to go for the option of staying low enough and trying to sneaking it past the Ripper before it's on screen. Let's see which option Becky goes for. Becky goes for the option of staying low enough that you can sneak it past the Ripper. Is Sloaters gonna go for the Spark at Beta Ped? We'd expect so. There are some slightly faster, swaggier strats, but the Spark is a gold standard there. The race is 100% item. 100 fanfares of Super Metroid. So Sloaters is very comfortable with New Route. So we're expecting Sloaters. Oh no! Becky gets eaten by the Samus Eater. Those vile plumes like to chomp on you. So we're expecting Doppler. It's an interesting thing. It actually is faster to grapple across the moat rather than Spark. If you're running early grapple. Sloaters just barely getting across the moat. Grapple strats are so awkward. Yeah, so Becky's going to be going for X-Factoring with Phantoon. Where Sloaters going to be going for a 2-round Doppler. Becky coming up on her moat. Grapple, an incredibly awkward item to use. Let's see if Becky can grapple across without any trouble at all. Becky going for an identical strat as Sloaters. So just gonna do a nice speedball into Phantoon. Becky sparking directly into the wreck ship. So Sloaters is a very experienced new route runner. It's an amazing, amazing time. Fast! That looked like that was only a 5 Doppler. But it's hard to tell for sure. Fast, slow. All the flames out of the way? Yeah. Looks like Sloaters got one less in on the first round than he wanted. And now he's gonna enrage, which is minus 17 seconds. So this is actually a chance for Becky to catch up. Especially if Becky gets a fast and Sloaters gets a slow here. We have a nice high five in the same room. So that is a 3/4 chance of a mid. Did Becky get flame lamed? Was that flame lame? We'll find out soon enough. Oh no, Becky's really short on missiles. Doesn't even go for the super. Yeah, that might have been a flame lane, plus Becky missed too many missiles. That was possible, but it would have been incredibly difficult. Oh no, Phantoon trolling Becky with a slow. Excellent 3-round backup. Sloaters coming up in the right supers, which is just an amazing, amazing room. Right supers is such a difficult room. There's so much going on and so many little things. That's the sort of room that you can grind out for an hour and feel like you barely understand it afterwards. It's just so mechanically difficult putting it all together. And we're gonna get to see one more right side supers right now. Let's see if Becky just pulled it off amazingly. Amazingly. Becky having a little bit more trouble, but that's perfectly fine. That is such a hard room. So Sloaters is coming up on the one room that you can die on in this category, and just flawless victory. Such a good run. Such a good run. Another point where grapple makes the run so much easier. You can just grapple across there rather than having to do some tricky bomb jumpy things. Becky coming up in the spiky room of death. Let's hope for good. Oh wow, Becky's going for the fast strat too. Becky has practiced this. That is a relatively recent strat. Neither playing. So this segment right here, Sloaters still has to be very careful about health. Sloaters needs to save this for Gauntlet Spark. So this segment is a one segment in Hundo item where health is super important. Sloaters looks like it's setting up for speed keep attic. Excellent so far. Beautiful speed keep attic. And Becky coming up in the reverse spiky room of death. And that was a frame perfect unmorph to save run speed. Preserve run speed. Becky with a very good spiky room reverse. So let's see what Sloaters uses to get the reverse deboost. Whether Sloaters does spike boosts or spark boost. Looks like the answer is spark boosts. Now let's see how Sloaters gets. Looks like Becky's setting up for an attic spark. That's gonna mean that Becky has less health later on. Sloaters with a beautiful reverse attic. So this has to jump coming up to sky missiles, which is fairly tricky. Excellently done. It does cost health because the backup requires a spark. Becky getting through these robots with no first try. And now Sloaters has a bowling spark coming up, and Becky is reverse attic. Let's see what Becky does for the reverse attic. That's one of those fun rooms where so much can happen. Actually, let's see if Sloaters goes for toilet flusher, robot flusher. Nope, just gonna go for the more traditional attic spark. So Sloaters still has Spacer on, Becky does not. That is going to set Sloaters up for a much easier wraparound shot at the landing site. Oh no, Becky's gonna have to spark and give up some health for this. But very, very well versed in this backup. There's so much wonderful play going on in this run. We are glad that you are liking the commentary. The runners are helping so much. The runners are putting on an amazing show, and by putting on this amazing show, they're making commentary much easier than it would be. It is very, very easy to commentate a run when both runners are playing amazingly. Coming up in the reserve. Both of them in the same room. Both of them in the same room, so we'd say that Becky's maybe 45-60 seconds ahead. 45-60 seconds, 50-60 seconds behind. So Sloaters is coming up on an amazing trick. Sloaters is going to hold a charge shot, shoot it at the lowest point of the ocean, do a jump, and then a mid-air, and then a morph ball speed keep, and it's going to try and bounce right into the hidden passage. Unfortunately, bonks. But we're going to get to see Becky go for that again. Yep, so definitely give these runners a follow. Both of them are putting on such a wonderful show here. So it's supposed to be WhiteMageBecky with a K. So if anybody has mod and can post a link to Becky's Twitch spelled correctly would be greatly appreciated. Sloaters with a beautiful bounce there. And Becky coming up in gravity. So right now we're gonna... Someone just change it for Bingar? Awesome. Nope. Huh. So we're gonna see Becky take an attempt at this. Nope. Sloaters with a gauntlet spark. So Sloaters did a wraparound shot, shooting down into the right to open the door on the far left of the room. Becky's gonna do the same thing, only Becky does not have Spacer equipped, so Becky's is pixel perfect. Shoutouts to Cutie for the bounce. Yeah, Cutie recently posted a story about that, and it's wonderful. So Sloaters is coming up on a really tricky room. If you fall, that's a 2-minute time loss. So Sloaters is just going to... No, Sloaters is going to do the quick drops. Those quick drops are terrifying, because each quick drop saves about 20 frames. Maybe 10 or 20 frames. But if you accidentally fall down only one side, your run is dead. If Sloaters had fallen down only one side there and ended up missing one of the missiles, Becky would be ahead right now. You're seeing Becky do the pixel perfect wraparound shot. Gets its second try. That is very nice for something that's pixel perfect. Sloaters coming up in the Brinstar cleanup. Sloaters not. Sloaters! Sloater's using the elevator! Sloater's using the elevator to unequip Spazer. That is a 40-second frame time save. That is brilliant. There is so much going on here. Sloater's gonna briefly visit the Eticoons. And during that visit, Sloater's gonna send them a very clear message that they are gonna need to save themselves at the end of once the planet is blowing up. Becky going for those quick drops too. Can we patch Sloaters in the next update? Sloaters needs to be nerfed. We think the next patch update is going to introduce 3 new characters: Zenny, Zost, Behemoth, and Cutie. So after that there'll be no need to patch Sloaters. All the calls are going to be patching those 4. Sloater's unfortunately falling. There's a wonderful crouch. Oh, misses the peep too. Unfortunately, this is the fake 100% category, so we're not actually going to see all the map tiles, so we do not get to see a Dofora Pit Moonfall. And we're also not going to get to see the DLC boss, or a Sports Spawn Moonfall. No, Oster, we don't believe that either of them has downloaded the Moonfall patch yet. Mission Impossible coming up. Quick drop. During this transition, Sloater's going to be holding jump and left, and it's going to do a quick wall jump and try and get back up. And Sloaters pulls it off without any problems. Sloaters is so good. Sloaters is probably going to do a speed peep into the next room to try and kill things with blue. Nope. Just going to do the Zenny execute. Shot super. Or just a ton of missiles. There's a strat there called that we like to call the Zenny execute, where you shoot a single beam shot, and then you just shoot a super and kill all 3 at once. It feels so good to get every time. Shoutouts to the hockey elevator. Let's see what that means. Sloater's coming up on the reverse Spospo. Definitely one of the more annoying tricks in the game. One that we like to do by just shoot a super, inch forward. Shoot a super, inch forward. Becky unfortunately missing Mission Impossible, which is a very, very difficult trick. He activated the shutter in the wave gate room. That is what the hockey elevator is. We see now. The shutter in the wave gate room is the intended strat. So Becky just a few rooms behind. Let's see if Becky gets a beautiful turnaround wall jump check, grab on the missiles from several pixels away. We're gonna see Sloaters attempt the same thing with his E-Tank. Fortunately, just misses it. Just loses a little bit of time. And it's amazing swag points if you can get it. That's a little bit... Oh, Becky had already opened the door. We're gonna say that peep was a little bit low to actually open the door. There is some voodoo stuff that you can do to get out of there. But it does not look like we're gonna see that. You like the Norfair Reserve one? Wonderful mockball to Green Hills missiles. At the end, we're gonna see if Sloater's gonna show off some reverse slinky action. Sloaters. Unfortunately, missing Blockbuster. There's a wonderful tech that you can do there, where you speed keep into the next room and just break those blocks without needing the bomb. And we're going to see Becky going for that too. Sloaters about to head into Maridia. So we're going to get to see what Sloaters does to pick up the Maridia Main Street missiles. There are a few techs. Both of them are going to be going for stutter 3 on the ground to pick it up, rather than doing the short charge on the ledge. We're going to see how they kill the crab. The easiest way is to just shoot left immediately. A more tricky way is to shoot missiles during the short charge. It looks like Sloaters opts to kill the crab before the short charge. That is that is definitely the safer way to do it. Mechanically easier. There's a faster way to do it, where you immediately start your short charge, and you kill the crab in the middle of the short charge with 2 missiles. Looks like Sloaters got the frame perfect jump into there. Nope. Coming up, are we going to see Sloaters spark? Yep, we are going to see Sloaters spark. It looks like. No! No, we're going to see Sloaters do the fancy thing. Sloaters going to grab these missiles and then grapple over. Amazing, amazing fancy strats. Slightly faster. 10 times more swag. So good from Sloaters. And Sloaters going to spark up. Not sparking up, it can save a little bit of time, but it's much trickier because the fish gets in the way. Completely understandable. Oh, and Becky's going to do the charge of the ledge. That's actually a wonderful setup from Becky. Indiana Jones strat, yes. Becky with a beautiful twist to get up there. Every time that Becky gets something like that Sloaters missed, Becky saves a little bit of time. Sloaters coming up on the beach. D-boost. Run and jump up to the ledge. Go into the next room and jump across. Do a wonderful running jump. Oh, Sloaters even decides to get blue. And he gets a D-boost. Getting blue there decreases the chance that the ouch makes you go ouch. Missile kill on that. Sloaters is so good. Becky is amazing, amazing, amazing too. Becky is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful player. And the only reason, and against anybody else, Becky would just be running amazing, be well in the lead. But Sloaters is so good. We think the next balance patch actually should just buff Becky. Becky already a super strong player. Let's buff Becky to like cutie level. Sloaters going for the X Factor here. X Factor and 6 supers. Excellent X Factor. Excellent X Factor, excellent bot wound fight. Bot wound E-Tank is going to be picked up afterwards. We have a call for the final thing, Zeus versus Sloaters. Full happy, full happy, full happy, full happy, full happy. Excellent through the room. And full happy. Precious missiles before we expect. Double grapple strats. That grapple beam not wanting to open that. So, does Sloaters go for 2 Spark? Both of them are going to go for Spark Kill Dragons, with the option to grapple as a backup if needed. Oh, is Sloaters just going for a grapple kill? Sloaters is going for a Spike Suit ahead of time. Becky one super short of the 1 round. We have a 2 Spark incoming. 2 Spark, get it. Spike Suit, get it. Sloaters, so good. Sloaters, so good. Becky's down grab was a bit off for the full halfie. Becky still gets the full halfie. Becky still gets the full halfie. We have a race where both runners get the full halfie. Both of them are so good. I'll say Sloaters goes for the Wumple. Yep, Wumple's reverse halfie. E-Tank on the way out. Coming up is another decision point for Sloaters. Does Sloaters want to do Aqueduct Supers and Missiles early? Or does Sloaters want to save it for later to go for their Softlock Blue Bomber? It looks like Sloaters is doing the setup to go for the Softlock Blue Bomber. Oh no, Becky misses a quick kill. Yeah, Sloaters is gonna go for the Softlock Blue Bomber there. This is exciting. Cutie, Kip, Zenny, and Sloaters. And Zost. Nothing is ever guaranteed in Super Metroid, especially at this level. There are so many good runners in this tournament. So many people at the top of their game. We think as we get deeper into the tournament, we are gonna 40-second cutscene, 40-second montage of tactile digging. So, as we get, Becky did get the Wumple jump there, which is amazing. As we get deeper into the tournament, we think the category is going to matter much more. And we don't actually know what the categories are for the bracket stages yet. We have the categories all listed for the entire we have the categories all listed for the Sloaters getting the snail clip. Sloaters getting the snail to break that, so I texted a little bit early. Becky just grabbing the missiles now. So we have the categories for the entire bracket, for the entire Swiss stage, but we do not have it for the bracket stage yet. So, yep, all categories are in play, but we don't know which categories are going to happen in which week. There's going to be 5 weeks of bracket stages, and which categories end up selected for each week could actually have a huge impact. Best 2 of 3. Oh! The bracket stage is going to be a best of 3. That is amazing! We had no idea. We had no idea. That'll make it so much more interesting. Ooh. Ooh. Each runner vetoes, each runner chooses a category, and then 3 randomly chosen from what's left. Zeus versus Zenny Hundo item would be incredible. Sloaters is coming up on Caca Alley. Caca Alley 2 is a fascinating room where you just space jump, yes, between the 2 cacs. And it looks really, really pretty. Becky coming up on her spring wall. Oh, Sloaters just shoots the thing. So there's 7 categories. There are 2 any percent categories: 100 item, GT Classic, Triple Bingo, RBO, and low percent. We'd expect GT Classic, any percent in all bosses, to be approximately the same. We think that all of them are going to be approximately any percent at that level, because the only thing. No. At that level, what risks you take for the lava dive will come hugely into play. And then Triple Bingo. Triple Bingo, we expect Triple Bingo to be vetoed in basically every match in the bracket stage. Then RBO and low percent. RBO and low percent are going to be the most interesting categories. RBO being in play will give Zenny actually a huge edge. Triple Bingo should be unbannable. We think Triple Bingo being banned. We think that there would have been way few people joining the tournament if Triple Bingo wasn't bannable. We think a lot of people, us included, just decided that we're never gonna learn Triple Bingo for this tournament. We think it would be a vastly different story. We think it would be a vastly different story if it was a bingo only tournament. But Triple Bingo just takes you away from the any percent grind. So just going for Kraid missiles. Becky coming up on left sent it. Ooh, Sloaters shoots the door open immediately there. And looks like Sloaters is just gonna sprinkle jump out. Nothing but bingo and RBO for the playoffs. So starting next week, and for the remaining weeks of the tournament, RBO and low ice will be in one of them will be in every week. So that's going to make everything very, very exciting. We are super happy that we have a Swiss this time. A Swiss guarantees that as the tournament goes on, we're gonna get more and more close matches. Just group stages. In group stages, the matches are much less even a lot of times. Whereas in a Swiss, they're incredibly even. A Swiss is way harder for the organizers to run. So a huge shout out to the organizers for putting in all the time and work that makes a Swiss possible. The match quality is definitely going to benefit from that. Sloaters says Iceland's going to be heading directly to LN. southern route required to pick up these missiles. It looks like Sloaters has a wonderful spaceship across. Sloaters gonna deboost off the Nova on the way down, and just head straight down. And they're gonna do a southern route into LN. Becky goes for the mothball into Kraid, misses it, but got it the first time, so still has that. Beautiful door transition fix. And a very, very good southern route. So coming up in Chronic Boost, let's see if Sloaters goes for the swag boost or not. Swag boost! Swag boost! We like how Sloaters did that. Sloaters are going for the Lava Spark. So we have to ask, does the Lava Spark actually save time there? Versus just space jumping? We would guess that the Lava Spark doesn't actually save time there if you have a space jump. But it's definitely way, way, way more swag, so huge props to Sloaters for going for swag. We have confirmation from Sloaters it does not save time, but it looks so cool. It looks so, so, so cool. His diagonal spark, you move very, very slowly horizontally in lava while you're sparking, when you have Speed Booster equipped. Yeah, so it's just a swag thing. We think you gain maybe 1 or 2 pixels you gain 1 or maybe 1 or 2 pixels to the right. Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Sloaters just made a mistake, which is going to cost him over a minute falling there. This mistake alone could bring Becky back into the game. And having some trouble not getting many double shots against GT. This could be Becky's chance to catch back up. This is absolutely Becky's chance. Becky with such good run speed for Southern Route. That was an amazing setup into that room. So now we're gonna see Sloaters having to loop all the way around. Is that gonna kill the orb? Nope. Becky with a beautiful chronic boost. You came back and you see a missile. So before that, Becky was way ahead. Now Becky is just a GT fight. Sloaters is way, way, way ahead. Now Sloaters is just a GT fight behind. Or Sloaters is just a GT fight ahead. Is Becky gonna get it? Is Becky gonna get it? No. Still a very solid room. Oh no. So this time Sloaters is gonna go into Spring Ball, and that will guarantee. And if you're in Morph, have Spring Ball and are holding jump, you cannot fall through combo blocks. So that's the incredibly safe way to do it. Becky has a very real chance to catch up now. See Becky using Spring Ball. So this is a poster boy facing Spring Ball. We saw Gala made a hack for Sloaters called Super Metroid Spring Ball, where Super Metroid only you start with Spring Ball, and that makes everything so much more interesting. Okay, so here's another room where Sloaters can fall. If Sloaters falls here, then Becky is going to take the lead. We don't expect Sloaters to fall. No, but if Sloaters had fallen there, Becky would have just had the lead. The 99% race? We are not familiar with that. We are. Was that a race where both players ended up at 99%? Giggles and Jay. So what happened after that? Oh, was that a race in this tournament? Oh, they were racing it. They were playing any percent, and they both decided to meme it up to 99%. Many percent. So which item did they skip? Spring ball? Okay, we have to see. We're gonna watch this race after now. They skipped the GT missiles. They skipped the GT missiles. That is such a good meme. So what Sloaters are going for there's a spring ball jump that you can set up for. Where you start your run speed in the Metal Pirates room, you space jump through the Powerhouse room, and then you spring ball jump through the farming room. It's very difficult to set up. And it's one of we believe it was Farrell at one point who said that he didn't envy the people who are going to have to learn how to actually. So Sloaters just ran under Ridley's tail. It is a bit faster than morphing because you can continue to charge. Ridley's tail is very hungry for those plasma shots today. Sloaters getting incredibly trolled. Becky with a bottom Kago. Becky not going to go for anything fancy like the spring ball jump. No, Becky's going to go for the spring ball jump. Wow. Oh no, that looked like Becky had it. Runners with a high five in the Ridley farming room. That means that they're a little over a minute apart. Minute and a half apart. Yeah, shoutouts to both of these runners for putting on an amazing race. They are both such good Super Metroid players. Sloaters wonderfully hitboxing for that, and gets a spring ball jump out. Gets a spring ball jump out. That is so impressive. Okay, so Sloaters is going to try and freeze a Fire Flea, deboost directly onto the frozen Fire Flea. That's a really interesting setup for that. We don't think we've seen that before. Or maybe that's the setup you're supposed to use and we've been doing it wrong. But that freezes a Fire Flea much lower than if you shoot later, which makes it much easier to deboost onto. Hot Ruby special? Hot Ruby special? Hot Ruby special? Hot Ruby special? Unfortunately misses the jump, but so wonderful that he went for it. We don't think that even saves that much time in this category. Much bigger time save in Hundo map. Screw attack please. Screw attack please. Three Musketeers so much easier with screw attack. You just kill them all. None of that losing your new route run to that garbage. Sloaters using a bomb to kill that rather than a charge shot rather than a beam shot, because a beam shot would create a lot of lag in this room. So that bomb there is incredibly calculated, mapped out. No ball boost. No ball boost for... Oh, screw attack anyway, so no ball boost anyway. So we're gonna see Sloaters. So it's coming up as it's a Norfair reserve room. Sloaters gonna do some very specific jumps, and it's gonna attempt to kill as many of the dragons as possible. As many of the dragons as possible to reduce as much lag as possible. Never mind. Yeah, that swag deboost. It's really dangerous because you can fall in Bubble Mountain just before this. It's really dangerous because you can fall all the way down. Becky gonna be coming up on 3 Musketeers. Deboost! 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 Another really, really swag deboost. It's late, but it's not an easy segment at all. So let's see how Becky chooses to do Bubble Lag. Is Becky just gonna space jump across, or is Becky gonna go for the swag boost? Swag boost, swag boost, swag boost. Swag boost attempt unfortunately misses it. That is why the swag boost is so dangerous. But it's swag. Becky even shoots a super at the waiver at the end. Okay, so coming up, we're gonna see X-Ray, and then Sloaters has an attempt at the legendary reverse slinky. Legendary reverse slinky. There is a spark on the way back that you can do. Becky's gonna go for... Oh no, Becky misses the deboost, that deboost too. It turns around a little bit too early and Ka goes forward instead of deboosting. A very, very easy mistake to make. Sloaters coming directly up in the reverse slinky. A very, very difficult trick, but free to go for. So one of those legendary memes. Sloaters is going for it. You can't have too much run speed, otherwise it doesn't work. Excellent, excellent attempt by Sloaters. Space and screw attack is boring? That's part of why Hundo item is meme percent. Is that bomb peep far enough to the right? It looks like it just barely works. So this segment is absolutely gorgeous. How is Sloaters gonna do this? Sloaters gonna grab the E-tank before and then just gonna screw attack up, rather than trying to spark up. Does manage to break all those blocks. There's a weird thing where sometimes you don't break all the blocks. Excellent bounce at the end of the Billy Maid's room. That looked intentional for Sloaters running to the corner of the room. This looks like a setup. So wave beam the shot does get narrower and wider. Anything with wave? So it is very tricky to shoot outdoors when you're standing still. If you have the right exposition, it'll work. With the wrong exposition, it won't. And it's very, very finicky. Becky, reverse halfie. Reverse slinky. So Sloaters charges a spark there. Sloaters is going to spark through the old Mother Brain room and screw attack directly into the missiles. Let's see if Becky goes for a stutter 3 here. We think the optimal strat is to kill the first 2 hoppers with screw attack and then hitbox through the last one. That's also an entirely reasonable strat. Do X-ray with deboost? Yeah, like Chavo said, in the glitch categories, it's really common. Also in randos. Sloaters unfortunately misses the spark. Becky misses the... Becky getting trolled by the task tank. Getting trolled so badly. Becky going for the wraparound shot. Becky's gonna try... Unfortunately, Becky misses it. That's another room where if you shoot angle down while you're falling, you can actually open the door to the far left. And Sloaters has all the items. It's just gonna head straight to Torian. Becky just behind. It is always such a treat to see 2 runners of the caliber going at it. Becky gonna go for this spark. Sloaters is about to have the best hundo time of the tournament while missing GT missiles. That is actually really impressive. What kind of times do we have in the tournament? Looks like we've had 9 hundo item times so far. Sloaters, these Metroid rooms, Metroid 1 is with hundo strats is one of the most mechanically intense rooms in the game. Wow, the Metroid rooms are so good here. There's a Static 9 video of Static like doing these rooms perfectly with hundo item, and that includes doing all these strats flawlessly, plus picking up items with grapple. And somebody calculated, and through the 4 Metroid rooms, Static had about over 400 APM. The Metroid rooms are so good. And here we have Sloaters coming up on a baby skip. So this is hundo item, so they cannot. It would be very difficult to fail stand up in soft block UA. Yeah, that Metroid 3 was incredibly good. The old route Metroid 3, Space Jump Metroid 3 is so incredibly difficult. Sloaters is going for the spring ball, for the morph ball step skip. That saves unequipping screw attack, so it actually does save time. 9 and 9 is the amount of missiles and super you want to shoot for the optimal Mother Brain 1 kill. 20 charge shots. Sloaters will have entered Mother Brain. Sloaters damaging down a little bit. Sloaters wants to be between 708 and 799 health to set up for stand up. Becky going for the standard grouping strat. A very safe and familiar strat. Sloaters running underneath Mother Brain 1 and shooting directly up. Sloaters with the bright health for stand-up. Stand-up. Sloaters wants to get 39 shots in during stand-up to set up for a one-shot kill at the end. Oh, wow. That's why Sloaters was managing health so well. Sloaters are doing stand-up with Varia. And doing stand-up with Varia means equipped means that Sloaters had to damage down very quickly, otherwise Sloaters would get rainbow beamed again, would just die. So Sloaters from a while ago said, "First time I ever fell at TT missiles." So Sloaters right there. Sloaters hit one of the 3 soft blocks that's possible during stand-up. But because Sloaters has an X-ray, Sloaters was able to just do a quick turnaround, get out. If Sloaters had not had X-ray right there, Becky would have just won the match. Sloaters would have been soft blocked. So for upcoming matches, there is Nintoaster versus Magoo at Nintoaster versus Magoo in 10 minutes. And Zenny versus Cashmod also in 10 minutes. Beeps versus Set Zero in an hour and 10 minutes. Then Us versus P-Toil in 2 hours 10 minutes. So there are 4 more matches tonight, so this is a super Metroid packed night. Becky coming up at Mother Brain 1. Becky gonna go for a Crystal Flash. Becky's gonna go for a Crystal Flash during the cutscene. Always a bit dangerous to go for, but Becky pulls it off without any problems at all. Becky gonna damage down to set up stand up. Blue Bomber, Blue Bomber! Blue Bomber missed. Sloaters is gonna go back for it and try again, isn't Sloaters? Yeah, Sloaters is gonna keep trying this. Sloaters knows that he's ahead. Second try! That is so good. That is so good. We're gonna see Sloaters fall in slow motion in Escape 4. Very, very fast Behemoth Spark. Yeah, we're gonna have some dead animals very soon. Other than, yeah, this has been a wonderful race by Sloaters. That steam was telling Sloaters to save the animal. It was pushing Sloaters just back into the right place. And Sloaters has finished in first place with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 23 seconds. GG Sloaters. Very, very nice race. And let's see if Sloaters wants to do an interview. Sloaters should have an interview link right now. Interview for GT Missiles. Becky with 3 shots. That means that Becky got a 37 shot stand up, so 2 short of perfect. So a very, very solid stand up from Becky. It looks like we are going to get Sloaters for an interview. So to put this in perspective, Becky is gonna be 24 seconds off of her PB. That was a really, really, really good race by Becky. That's a really good run by Becky. Very, very, very good run. Becky has finished in 2nd place with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 37 seconds. GG, Becky. No, 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 2 seconds. Becky got 4 golds that run. 4 golds that run is 35 seconds off of her PB. That is an amazing, amazing race time. GG, Becky. Them in. Let's see if we can bring both of them in for interviews. Dear Force. Oh, it looks like Sloaters actually did join. And we are ready for you to start talking whenever you want, Sloaters.
Oh, hello, hello.
Hello. How are you feeling?
You know, it was a really good run until Phantoon, and then a little mishap at the GT missiles, but honestly, getting like almost a 118 after that stuff, it felt pretty good most of the run.
Yeah, that was an excellent run for both of you and a wonderful race. It looks like we will not be having Becky for an interview, so yeah, Sloaters, you can talk about whatever. So, just what was your favorite part of the run?
Oh, my favorite part of the run. Honestly, my favorite part was the early gamed like up to Varia because I was gonna gold that split, but I got a little bit lost trying to find the door after Kraid, and I ended up not getting a gold, but I felt very, very strong during that segment, very warmed up. So, yeah,
Oh no,
I enjoyed that one.
That was so close to a gold, we had no idea.
Yeah, the rest of them weren't nearly that close, but I mean, it felt pretty good throughout the whole run.
How did you feel after GT missiles?
I felt pretty silly. I think that's the first time I've ever done that during like an actual run. And, you know, in a race setting, it's probably smarter to just do the baby spring ball jumps across. So yeah, that was a little bit annoying, but you know, there's first time for everything.
Yep, Super Metroid has so many ways you can mess up everything.
Yeah, definitely good game to Becky. She, when we were scheduling it, she said she wanted to do 100%, and I was kind of on the same page, so we decided to just go ahead and do this. And I was really excited for that, for one, because I haven't played 100% in a while, and I've been wanting to kind of get back to it, but also because Becky's a really strong runner of that category, and it's always a pleasure getting to race her in this one, because I mean, I had the restream up the whole time, and it really like wasn't, you know, we weren't too far away for most of the run, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really close for both of you. So it looks like you have taken the best hundo item time of the tournament so far.
Oof.
You took it by over a minute from Kip.
Yeah, I hope I have a better one by the end of it, because that one's definitely improvable.
Once you make it to the top 16, you can choose to hundo item as a category to run, so you probably will get a chance to improve it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be my first choice, but you know, you never know. Kind of depends who you're running against, right?
Yeah. So let's say that you get. So which player are you most afraid? Do you think would you think would be the hardest to beat?
The hardest one to beat overall is probably going to be Zost, just because he's so strong in every single category. But depending on like what the category is, and I saw someone was talking about it in chat too, it's like between like me, Kip, Cutie, and Zenny, all of us kind of have like really, really strong categories, and other ones that, you know, are still good but not as strong as like our best ones. So all of those guys, I'm like certainly scared of getting like, you know, RBO or Hundo or Zenny or like any percent against Cutie or something like that. But overall, I think Zos is kind of the main contender here that is going to trip up most people.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's say that we get Zost versus Zenny. Which categories do you think they would choose and veto?
Ooh, that's tough. I feel like Zenny would definitely veto any percent and low percent in any percent all bosses. He would want to do RBO and probably 100%, but I think it's kind of a coin toss, I think, between which one of them would take 100% race at this point. I'm not sure how much, you know, Zos has been practicing that particular category, but, you know, given their PBs and whatnot, that'd be really interesting.
So Zost would veto RBO, and Zenny would have several categories to choose from for vetoing.
Yeah, I think Zos would definitely have the edge with like the phantoon first kind of stuff, so the any percents and the low percent.
So it looks like we are being asked to wrap it up. So any final words before that you'd like to leave with?
No, just good game to Becky again. Always a pleasure racing against her. She's a really great 100% runner. And thank you, Freyas, for doing the commentary for us. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for an amazing race. And it looks like right now we have Nintoaster versus Magoo, category not decided, with Hockey commentating. And we have Zenny versus Cashmod, 100% item on SpeedGaming 4, with Crossbardic and Tracy commentating. So that's going to be an amazing race. And then in an hour, we have Beeps versus State Zero on SpeedGaming 5. And then we have us versus P-Toil on SpeedGaming 4 in 2 hours. So thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you all next mission.